Hello, everybody. TJ and JD coming back at you once again with it being effing for real pod. I just want to give a disclaimer for this episode today, as we will be talking about themes of domestic violence in regard to the Brick Lady, as we know her on social media, also known as Rho Bashe. So, if you have experienced some sort of domestic violence and if you feel triggered, please feel more than welcome to click off of this episode because we're really going to be digging deep into that today. But on today's agenda, aside from that situation, we will also be diving into the very much unnecessary hate that has been sent Sexxy Redd's way. Every time I open up TikTok, a bunch of Gen Xers and millennials are trying to come up with these arguments against her, are just completely hypocritical, if you ask me. But let me not get too sidetracked. Other topics today. A little life update from both me and TJ. The spooky movies that are coming as October season is upon us in less than a month. Wait, no, not less than a month. We're still on the start of September, silly me. Some Halloween costumes that me and TJ had devised because we definitely love to get creative that time of season. Some TV shows that we're binging right now, and I actually did not hear about this situation. TJ had actually filled me in on this that supposedly there was explosive diarrhea on an airplane line, which that should certainly be some humor, like to, you know, just kind of lessen the tension after we cover the deep topics at the start of this episode. So yeah, how are you doing today, TJ? Would you like to start us off with something? Maybe the life updates.
Um, I don't know, friend. I'm just over here chilling. I'm excited. I'm going on vacation at the end of the month, going to Myrtle Beach. Per so we ordered a bunch of clothes, and they're getting here early. So my clothes aren't here yet, though. My parents' clothes came. Don't know where mine is. I don't want to do a try on haul. Like what? But my
Hmm.
mom's been doing her try on hauls and stuff. I'm like, I want to do one. So I'm excited for that stuff to show up. I got some really cute stuff. Very excited for it to get here. I don't know if you guys know, but like my personal style is sort of like earthy, but also comfy, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Basically, because I'm lazy and sometimes I don't feel like shaving my legs. So, like, if I could put on a long skirt and you can't see them, you'll never know. You'll never know. So that really helps me. Oh, and it's fall boot season. Thigh high boots
Can't wait.
are my best friends. Best
I
friends.
can't wait for my hoodies again. I have so many hoodies. Like mom keeps telling me I gotta buy more T-shirts because we're still like in kind of summer weather right now. It's like 97 degrees today.
Fall is literally my favorite season. Can't wait. So ready for her.
Mm.
But yeah, I like updates. I finished watching Living Single. I started basically when I binge a show, I literally start a new show the very next day. So I finished Legacies and I started Living Single the very next day on the 23rd. And I finished it yesterday on the 5th. So that took me 13 days to finish Living Single. Really
Mm.
great show. Love the show. Yeah, like it's just like really funny. All the black people, all the guest stars are so cool. TLC was on there.
Really?
Heavy D was on there, like a bunch of basketball players and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
The girl, the little sister from Bel Air. Um,
No, Tatiana Ali.
yeah, the guy from A Different World.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of people were on there. It's just so many like black excellence. Queen Latifah, of course, starred in it. Like it's just a great show. I think my favorite character would definitely have to be Sinclair. I love
Mm-hmm.
her. She's just so cute and like quirky and fun. I love Max. Love Regine. Love everybody on the show. Honestly, it's a great show. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna watch next. I'm thinking about watching Shelter on Prime Video. It's a new thriller mystery show. I'm gonna like watch the first episode and see if I like it. Oh, and they did put the last season of Riverdale on Netflix, so I think I have to finish it, just just
Oh.
to just to just to complete the circle. I think it must be done,
Mm.
but it don't gotta be done today. that's probably a next month project. Maybe I'll watch it when I'm in the car on the way to the Myrtle Beach. I don't know. Maybe
Mm,
I'll download episodes on Netflix and then watch it.
yeah.
And then I think it's almost time for me to start my every year around Halloween and leading up to Halloween, I will watch new horror movies and also my favorite horror movies and also bad horror movies, and I'll do reviews on them on my Instagram stories. So I think it's about that time again where I do that. I think it's that season. I've been really in the mood to watch Oculus, one of my favorite horror movies. It has Karen Gillian from Doctor Who and Guardians of the
Hmm.
Galaxy, and it has the guy who plays Robin on Teen Titans. I forgot his name, but yeah, the
Um,
live action one.
Brent, Brenton Twiles.
I I guess I don't know.
Are you talking
Nightwing.
about? Yeah, that's Brendan Twiles.
Yeah, yeah, him. He's in it. Yeah, I love the movie so much. It's so good. So I think I'm gonna watch that whenever I get the chance. I also have to watch Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I haven't watched that. I know everybody watched it when it came out. I didn't because I'm lazy. But yeah, I have to watch it. I think I have to get into my movie groove because I went that period of time where I wasn't watching anything on TV. I was watching YouTube, and now I'm out of my YouTube era into my TV era. So now I need to get into my movie bag. So yeah, I have to be in the mood for that one. And then what about you, friend? You watch anything? You gonna go
Mm.
on any binging journeys?
Well, I do know that I'm definitely going to add Living Single on my list. It's both on Hulu and HBO Max, so I have no excuses pretty much. And I do love Miss Queen Latifah, always representing North New Jersey. Um, as far as the shows that I have watched lately, I have been binging a reality show on HBO Max called Project Greenlight, executively produced by Issa Rae, our homegirl from Insecure and the Misadventures of an Awkward Black Girl. And what the show's premise is, it's like an America's Got Talent, but for filmmakers actually. So in the pilot episode, there are 10 filmmakers from all over the world, and they pretty much have to prove themselves worthy of the director's chair. Like, who has like the best pitch, who has the most grit, responsibility, and leadership of command. It really does give a very beautiful insight of what it means to be a director, because it can be a very fun process, but also a very stressful process as well if things aren't going according to plan. You definitely need a good team along the way. So yeah, great show for anyone that's into any aspect of filmmaking, whether you want to be a director, producer, actor, actress, etc. And after I finish Project Greenlight, because I think I only have like 3 episodes left now. I promised my friend Ariel, shout out to Ariel if she's listening to this, that I would binge watch Bridgerton season 1 and 2 on Netflix. And then I believe there's also the prequel Queen Charlotte, which I believe there's only like one season of it. It's only like 6 episodes, so I'll definitely blow by that. And aside my friend Ariel, I know that Bridgerton has been quite talked a lot lately, like in the world of TV shows. So might be impressed. We'll see, shall see, and I'll let you know how that goes, friends. So then maybe you could watch. Because I don't know why I thought you said that you watched Bridgerton, but then you said that you did. I must be confusing with somebody else.
No, I haven't seen it. It's been on my list for years, but like I don't know, romance isn't really my genre anymore, so I don't know if I can
Mhm.
commit. And
Yeah,
then
I understand.
I remember you also said you were gonna try to watch that long show,
Long show.
One
Oh, the
Piece.
One Piece show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was telling TJ earlier before we got on here that my younger brother, that he's a really big anime fan, and that he was really looking forward to the One Piece live action on Netflix, and he wanted me and my family to watch it with him. And we did. We binged it in like 2 days this past weekend. And honestly, I was quite impressed of how creative and original it was, coming from someone that didn't really grow up watching anime. Like I said, my brother's more the anime head of the family. I was always more part of the fandom of Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and etc. You know, I'm definitely trying to get more into anime. I still need to finish Death Note. I think I'm like on episode 16 out of like 37. I know. If only y'all could see TJ's face right now.
I too love anime, but and I did watch One Piece briefly years ago, and I never finished it. When I tell you that show has 1074 episodes as of today, and it'll have 1075 episodes on September 10th. The show's still going. That's too many
Mm-hmm.
episodes. I can't do it. I can't. I can't. I cannot. It's scary. It's very
Yeah,
scary.
and going back to the live action One Piece, even if you're not into anime that much like me, I would honestly still give the show a shot because initially walking in, I'd ask my brother, do I really need to know anything super significant about all the other One Pieces? Because another show ran for like 25 years. Like, you know, do I need to watch like a recap? And he said, no, it's really just a retelling of the story, so you don't really need to know anything, you know. And that helped honestly because, like, I would be embarrassed like walking into this show and it's like there's so much lore that I just don't know at all. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The
It's
first
kind of it kind of
episode.
reminds me. Oh, sorry. No, I was just gonna say that it really reminds me with a lot of the new Star Wars shows coming out on Disney Plus that they're bringing the characters from the animation and the live action. I just feel so bad for the people I didn't watch the animation, you know, because it's like all connected in one canon now.
Yeah. The first episode of One Piece came out in October of 1999, and it's still going today. So
Mm,
put that into perspective, people. You know, them anime people just be going forever. The shows will never end.
yeah.
Never. Naruto came out around that time too, I think. And that show ended in 2016, 2017. And then
Mm-hmm.
immediately after it ended, they came out with a movie. And then immediately after the movie, they had like a 6 episode special. And then immediately after that, they came with a brand new show called Boruto. That show's going nowhere apparently. Um, I love it though. So
Mm-hmm.
unless your show is literally like a short show, and it's only supposed to have a certain amount of seasons, because the TV shows are all made from the mangas, and depending on how many mangas you have, that's how many episodes you can make, and then you also have filler episodes where they just make stuff up for funsies. And like half the
Mm-hmm.
show, like a big percentage of the show is filler. Well, depending on the show you watch, but a big percentage of the show is probably filler, and then the other
Yeah.
percentage is actual manga content. So depending on how many mangas you have, you can really milk that thing for all
Mm-hmm.
it's worth. Get your cash. Um, so
To finish up our thoughts about movies and TV shows, me and TJ had thought to discuss briefly some of the spooky movies that are coming out this upcoming October. We have Five Nights at Freddy's, something TJ is definitely anticipating, and what was the other one? Yes, there's a new Exorcist movie which I do not remember the title of at the moment. I know that to my awareness, it's not a remake, but rather kind of a soft sequel to the original one from 1972 because they bring back Reagan's mother as the new eh, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like she pretty much has she's like the new conjurer or whatever. Like she fills the role of the priest to help the two little girls that are possessed or whatever.
mhm.
And then I know that you have a lot to say about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh my god, this is my dream, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
not my current dream. 9 year old me is freaking out. 9 year old me is ecstatic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for this for a long time. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be there in the theaters. I don't care what I have to do. I will be there. All right. We have Josh Hutcherson. We have Corey X Kinshin. I'll be there. I'll be sad. We have that lady from You. What's her name? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? Like Beck?
Yeah, I've never seen you, friend. I'm not sure.
Oh. I thought you did see it, friend.
Mm-mm. My parents have seen it, so I've seen bits and pieces, like, just walking in the room.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I think her name is Beck or something like that. I don't know, but she's in the movie. She's the security. She's the other security guard, I think. Oh yeah, Saw's coming out. Ready for Saw. I'm excited, excited, excited.
Mm.
We have. Oh, is that?
The Halloween costumes, right, to go along with the spooky movies.
Hmm.
Mm.
Haunting in Venice. Ooh. Oh, another pet cemetery. Hmm.
They're making another Pet Cemetery? I didn't know that. Is it a TV show or a movie?
I think it's a movie.
Really? Because I remember the last one that came out, it was bad.
Hmm. Yeah. And then Halloween costumes. I think I have my costume. All right. I'm
Mm.
thinking about being a vampire. I don't know what I'm gonna wear.
Mm.
But since I spent so much time watching TVDU, and I've already been a witch before, so and I don't like to repeat costumes, so I think I'm gonna be a vampire, because I escaped, but it might be fun. Because I was looking up some ideas. I was looking for fun
Mm.
ideas, and I was like, what can I be that I haven't been before? So yeah, I think I'm gonna be a vampire. That's just might not come to fruition. We shall see. Because I could either be a vampire or an angel or a devil. I don't know. Or I could do a character costume. It's really just in the. I'm really just brainstorming, but I think I got my mindset on vampire. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
What about you, friend? You got any ideas?
I was, I do actually. I was kind of thinking about this for a bit. I think it would be a very creative and unique costume, even if anyone doesn't know who I am. It's whatever, honestly. That I was thinking about cosplaying Spike Lee.
That would be cool.
And it's a pretty basic costume, like Spike Lee. Like he just wears a pair of just Jordans, like the big golden chain, the Brooklyn hat, and the big like square glasses. I don't think it would be that hard to put together, honestly. Just carry around a
Yeah.
camera.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
also maybe remember he carries around a pizza box and do the right thing because remember he's a pizza delivery boy.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't really have too many other ideas in mind, honestly. I had possibly thought about being Miles Morales again because in the Across the Spider-Verse movie, there was this one particular outfit that he had that I really liked. I was like, okay, I don't think that would be that hard to pull off.
Mhm.
Do I
Yeah.
have any other Halloween ideas besides that? Honestly, no, unless I come up with more after this.
I was also thinking about just get for somebody from Who Cloned Tyrone, but I don't have that outfit on
Mm.
hand, so I don't know how I will pull
Yeah,
that off. But that's probably not happening.
you would definitely pull it off, but I understand, like, the prices sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know where to find clothing like that, so it's probably not gonna happen this year. Maybe next year if I like plan and more in
Mhm.
advance.
But moving into the other topics, which one do you want to dive into first, friend?
Yeah, still on the Halloween topic, real quick. If you guys have any ideas
Oh yeah,
for
my bad.
like things we can do for this spooky season, like episodes you want to hear, leave like tell
Mhm.
us. We can like put up a thing on Instagram too, like ask
Yeah, I could put a poll.
stuff. Yeah, we could do a poll thingy. Oh, also in life updates, I finally learned how to use a lighter. Didn't know before.
Really?
But I figured it out. I don't know. I wasn't allowed to use lighters before, so I literally did not know. But now I do. So, yay me. I'm an adult. Hooray.
I heard, I heard that noise too. I was like, what was that?
That was my dad yawning.
Oh, I thought that
Um,
was a door creaking.
and then now we can move on to the next topic. Oh, we rolling through these topics, friend.
Mhm.
We can talk about the plane.
Yeah, let's get the funny stuff out the way. Save the serious stuff last.
Now let's take a little break to hear from our sponsors. It's summertime, guys, which means it's the prime time for festivals and concerts. This festival season, planning for faster, efficient hydration is essential. Liquid IV has you covered while you prep before, power through to the headliner, and recover after the weekend. Its convenient packaging and delicious flavors like watermelon and hydrating feeling keeps me coming back for more. One stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you 2 times faster and more efficiently than water alone. They have 12 delicious, refreshing flavors to keep your hydrating routine exciting. Made with premium ingredients, non-GMO, and free from gluten, dairy, and soy. This is the perfect thing to keep you hydrated this festival season. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code BFFRPOD at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop hydration today using promo code BFFR at liquidiv.com. All right. So there was a flight um, from Atlanta where, hello, I'm in Atlanta, going to Spain, right? And somewhere, I don't know all the details, but somewhere along the plane, hold on, let me see the video, friend. Somewhere along the flight on the plane, someone had explosive diarrhea, and it was bad. It was all throughout the plane. It was they had to literally turn around, land the plane, and get everybody off of it because it was literally a biohazard, and it was literally all through the plane. Like I just sent the video friend on Twitter, all through the plane. They tried to clean that plane and it didn't work, and allegedly they had to reupholster the plane in some type of way. Um, did you look at the video, friend?
Mm,
I sent
you
it to
sent it
you.
on TikTok?
Twitter.
On
Um,
Twitter?
yeah, but that's just it's just nasty. I can't imagine being that
Interesting.
person because that's so embarrassing. Ugh.
No.
Ew. And then people were making jokes like, but if I was on the plane, I have to open it up and kick them out.
Right. Like I thought, like it
The
at first
smell.
sight, it looks like something from The Walking Dead or something, like dragging like a dead body across the floor of the blood. But then I realized that is not red. That's brown liquid.
Brown. When I first watched it, I didn't even like. I was just looking at the seats. I was like, "What am I looking at?" And then somebody said, "Oh, if you're lost, look at the floor." And I gasped, like, "Ew!" The smell. Imagine the smell on that plane. Nasty. I
I'm
can't
getting a
imagine
little
being that
lightheaded just
person.
thinking about it. I can't even lie.
I can't imagine being that
Mm.
person. Like that's just, oh, that's sad. That's somebody's canon event. That's a
That was good. It was like their breaking point. No, the person that had to clean it up. The person that has to clean it up. That's their canon of
and then somebody has to clean that up. I hope it wasn't one of the flight attendants because that's just. I hope they actually got somebody who's like trained in waste management to get that up because that is just
right.
nasty. If it was a flight attendant, poor flight attendant. Oh
What's the story behind that though?
no.
That
Okay.
like what caused all that diarrhea?
Atlanta flight forced to come back after flyer has diarrhea all the way through the plane.
Mm.
The flight was
I
about
already
two. Oh
ate.
my god, the flight was about 2 hours out when it had to turn back. Oh no.
If only y'all could see my face right now.
This is the pilot said this is a biohazard issue. We've had a passenger who's had diarrhea all the way through the plane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta. Oh, that's just nasty. Ah, it's nasty. That's terrible. Suffers severe case of diarrhea. I wonder when they started to feel like that.
I'm like lost for words.
There was an 8-hour delay. No, the flight crew had to mop up the mess. The flight crew. No. I'm sorry. Acqu- Accounts from some onboard posted to social media describe flight crew doing their best to mop up the mess with paper towels and scented disinfection, but but that only had the effect of making the plane smell of vanilla poop. One passenger said. Another described cabin crew placing an absorbent paper runner over the aisle, and passengers happened to climb over seats to avoid it as they left the plane at Atlanta. I'm sorry. Vanilla. The incident came a week after Canada apologized to two passengers who were booted from a flight from Seattle to Montreal because they complained about being made to sit in seats covered in vomit. Ew, that's nasty. That's disgusting. Okay, we have an account for someone who was on the plane. I was on the Delta Airlines diarrhea plane and it was horrible. The vanilla disinfectant only made the smell worse, as airline staff frankly tried to clean up the mess.
Now here's what I'm thinking to myself. Considering that they were in mid area, like 2 hours in, it's like, like, did they have to wear a mask? Like,
Okay,
I don't know what they were. People throwing up from the stink so bad that it became worse. Like,
somebody named DW on X. My partner was on that flight. It was pretty bad. It was dribbled down the aisles. Oh, the word dribbled smelled horrible. The vanilla scented disinfectant used only made it smell like vanilla S. After the plane landed, it was thoroughly cleaned. They didn't leave until around 2:30 a.m. The flight was met by emergency vehicles and EMTs carried the sick passenger off the plane. My partner said the plane was cleaner when they got back on at 2 a.m. and then it was the first time they got on. No smell either. Oh wow. So they really cleaned that plane. Somebody else said, somebody named John Hurt said, both my wife and I were on the plane. It was a mess. The pilots made the right decision to turn around. The ground crew ripped out the carpet and put new in. Considering the circumstances, the ground crew did a great job along with the attendants and the pilots. Ripped out the carpet. So they did reupholster the plane because ripped out the carpet is crazy. Wait, friend. Did you see that picture of Kanye?
what
Of him
happened
on
with
the
Squeeze
boat?
So now?
Of him on the boat with his booty cheeks out?
No.
Wait, wait,
I'm looking
wait.
this up.
He was on a boat with his booty cheeks out, apparently getting fellatio from a Kim K lookalike. Because apparently it was not Kim K. Her name is Bianca Sensori, and her friends are extremely concerned.
What is it right here?
Yes.
What's he doing?
Look, wait, do you see a picture of the girl in it too? Her name is Bianca Sensori, and her friends are extremely concerned about her behavior after graphic boat display with Kanye West in Venice. And fear rapper is trying to turn her into a radicalized version of ex-wife Kim Kardashian. Well, I mean, she do look like a.
Is he not wearing pants or his butt? Oh wait, so it looks like he's sitting down. He's wearing pants, but I guess like he had a bit of a wardrobe malfunction.
I think he was getting something on the boat.
You think so?
Yeah, especially with her position.
No, wait, you're right. It says that indecent activities.
Yeah. Do you see her? Does she not look like Kim Kardashian?
She do.
When I first saw the picture, I literally thought it was Kim Kardashian.
You know, these Neanderthals look the same, friend. Like she looks like if someone told me she was like a Kardashian or a Jenner, I would have believed it. Did you have more on the plane?
Nope. I think that was it, friend. They tore out the carpet and they cleaned that plane top to bottom. They got rid of the smell, and the passengers got back on that same plane, and they said it was cleaner and smelled better than before they got on it the first time.
Hmm.
So, good job to the
So,
flight people who cleaned that plane up. I hope the person who pooped was okay, because that's terrible. Oh, all throughout the
mhm.
plane. How does that happen?
So the two topics that we have left are Sexy Red and Rho Bashe, also known as the Brick Lady. I say we talk about Sexy Red first and then leave the really serious one for last. What do you
Yeah,
think, friend?
yeah, we could do that. We could do that. You have more to say on the sexy red topic than I do. I think so. You start us
Yeah,
off.
I do. So, so Sexy Red has been a rather figure of controversy in the black community lately, especially among social media. Every time I log into TikTok or Instagram, I have never seen so much unnecessary wave of hate towards a woman rapper since Megan Thee Stallion of 2020. Like, it's just like crazy, friend. It's like you know, you have like these dudes that like are saying the typical things. Oh, she's so manly, ugly, ghetto, and ratchet. But then on the other hand, you have like these older black women from like Gen X and millennials that are trying to come after Sexy Red, saying that she's such a terrible representation for the younger black girls or the little black girls or whatever, and coming up with all these hypocritical arguments that the music that they came up on, like that they, what was it that they said, that something along the lines that the music that I came up on was not like Sexy Red's. And it's like, let's be so for real. The hip hop that you came up on, the music that you came up on, regardless of genre, nothing has truly changed, to be honest. Like, you're trying to tell me, like, so like in the millennial perspective, there's a true difference between Sexy Red versus Lil Kim, Trina, Foxy Brown, even etc. And then in the Gen X, you had like Rick James, like literally that one song, Give It To Me. I still wonder what that song is about. And that's not even hip hop, that's just like pop and rock. And then TJ, she had also made a really good point. You go even earlier than like the 80s and the 1970s. Like even Elvis Presley was considered controversial because of his sexual activity of shaking his hips a certain way when he stole dance moves from black people and whatever. Like music has always been sexual in some way, shape, or form, but of course now they're trying to like tone down this young black woman. And oh my goodness, it's so annoying. And my rebuttal to that, like aside everything I just said, like you know that like you're making hypocritical arguments, going back to the aspect that they claim that Sexy Red isn't a good representation of for the little black girls. Yeah, no BS. Like, I don't think Sexy Red wakes up every morning and thinks to herself, I'm going to make my target demographic 6 year and 7 year old black girls. She's obviously making her music for grown black women that are like her. Like, it's like, if you are truly so offended by Sexy Red's existence towards your daughter's perception as a parent, then that's your responsibility to either A, educate them on what Sexy Red is saying so then they're not listening to his music and repeating it when they go into school and then they're in some deep water. Or number two, monitor your child if you don't want them listening to Sexy Red at all. So, like, but don't come after Sexy Red for like making a career for something that's not even targeted towards your child. Like, it's really like giving like what white people would have said to black people like earlier on when gangster rap became a thing in the 1980s. And here's where things even get more interesting, friends. So the soft black girl era trend that I believe we talked about a few episodes ago, I even saw on TikTok that even they were coming after Sexy Red, saying that she's threatening black womanhood and black girlhood and whatnot and setting a bad example, and that she's too, I don't remember their exact words, but they were pretty much saying that she was a walking stereotype to think that black women get masculinized enough already. And first things first, I don't think there's anything wrong with the soft black girl movement. I think it's definitely can be a very therapeutic thing, as it was really initially intended to encourage black girls and women to prioritize their self-care, their mental health, and etc. But unfortunately, with the whole Sexy Red situation, it's slowly starting to become the whole like modesty content creating that white women would make. Like how these white women modesty content creators would try to make an example out of black women that don't be this kind of woman, sit like this, talk in this kind of tone, dress that way to be more presentable or appealing to a man's eye or whatever. Like you're telling me, does it truly sound any different, friend?
I don't know.
And um, hang on a second, y'all. Just had a brain fart. Um, yes, the soft black girl error. So, like I said, nothing wrong with it in general, but I think the problem starts to arise is when you're dictating of how other black women should live out their lives, like Sexy Red, for example, who is so clearly comfortable in her authentic truth. Like, just leave her alone.
Yeah, I don't understand what
Okay,
about.
I think I just finished my 3 minute rant, friend. Do you have anything to add to Sexy Red?
I do. I don't understand how talking about sex makes you all of a sudden masculine. I don't understand what that whole thing is about. That's a very weird correlation. And then of course, like the whole like influence thing. First of all, nobody asked to be an influence on your children. This music is clearly not for children. So if your children is listening to it, that sounds like a you problem, not me.
Right.
Why should I have to stop making my music because you don't watch your kids? I'm not their parent. Like what? That don't make no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then also to elaborate on the topic of talking about, oh well, we didn't make music like this. There's a song called "Shave 'Em Dry" from 1935. Here are the lyrics: I got nipples on my titties, big as the end of my thumb. I got something between my legs
That was,
that'll make
oh my goodness.
that'll make a dead man come. So let's not let's not pretend like you didn't have music like that. That's from 1935. Somebody made an entire playlist of vintage sex songs from 1920 to 1959. You know who on this playlist? Nina Simone. She on here a few times
Mm-hmm.
actually. So like
And
to pre-
I
yeah,
know old Gen Black folk love them some Nina Simone.
yeah, and to pretend like um this type of music didn't exist is a lie. It's a lie. You're lying. Also other people that you mentioned, Lil Kim, Trina. Yes, like something like, oh well, we didn't have music
Foxy
like this back
Brown,
in the day.
Eve.
Like you're
Mm-hmm.
lying. You did have music like this. Just because you didn't listen to it doesn't mean it didn't exist. Also, you want to pretend like you didn't listen
Even
to it.
some of the, oh, sorry, friend. No, you first, friend. My bad.
You want to pretend like you didn't listen to it. Be the little church grandma you present yourself to be. No, baby. I know you was in the clubs busting it down. You can't trick me.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You get on the front all you want, but you're lying. You're lying, and you are not
Yeah.
holier than thou.
And it's like, I was just going to add on to you. You go back to, the late 70s when hip hop really started to make its arise. So, for those who don't know, Roxanne Shante, she's not often credited as the earliest female MC in the hip hop game. The first song that blew her up that would make her debut album, Roxanne's Revenge, was about um what was it about again? That she was rapping about how she would be catcalled on the streets and she was telling men to leave her alone and whatnot, and as well as the sexually transmitted diseases that were very common in the 80s. And it's like, how do people consider that conscious? But when Sexy Red talks about how men gave her STDs, we draw the line there. Like, people keep saying that Sexxy Redd is encouraging girls to give men STDs. She never said that. She said that the men gave her STDs, because she had even said in an interview that she's been SA'd multiple times, because for those who don't know, that she's a blood. So yeah, that's unfortunately very common to happen in these games. There's still misogyny present.
Yeah. It's
And
just
there was one more thing that I wanted to add. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Sexy Red, Sexy Red. Oh yes, there was one more thing that was okay. So the thing that I wanted to add, I think is more. It's even more interesting because the people that hate on Sexy Red are saying that the hip hop industry, it's losing its authenticity. That you have cornballs like Jack Harlow and Drake that want to put on "I'm from the Hood" act so bad, but you have someone like Sexy Red who's straight out of St. Louis. Like, she's just this. She's an authentic, like, ratchet hood girl, but y'all can't stand to see that, and it makes me wonder why. And I had came to the conclusion, the more I kept thinking about it, whenever we hear the topic of hardness, that's usually associated with masculinity. So it's like when you apply that to, like, your average black woman from the hood, I think there's going to be more of a negative perception to that. And it goes back to what I was saying before, how people are so quick to call Sexy Red manly and ugly, and that she's improper this and that. Like, you kind of, I mean, it's a very clear double standard.
yeah. Definitely. They don't allow women and men to do the same things because, like, men can talk
Mm-hmm.
about sex all they want, and they're like, "Oh, well, this is good, this and that." But as soon as the women do it, all of a sudden, "Oh, this isn't proper. You're not ladylike. You're being still masculine."
Mm-hmm.
Why? Are we just not supposed to enjoy it? Like, that don't make no sense to me. Make it make sense? It doesn't. It does not make sense. Also, did you see what I just sent you? This is such a random
No,
topic
no.
switch,
Let me see.
but apparently, the Drake in the Weekend song that was AI generated, "Heart on My Sleeve," has been submitted for a Grammy nomination. Recording Academy CEO
What?
says it's absolutely eligible because it was written by a human, which is crazy. We got AI in the Grammys. Uh, what does the world come to?
I don't even know what to say to that. That is crazy.
Have you heard it? Because I haven't heard it. I don't know what they're talking about.
No, I don't listen to The Weeknd at all, and I'm just maybe I only have like one Drake song in my playlist. I don't really listen to him that
Are
consistently.
you serious, bro? That's kind of crazy. What's the one song?
Yeah, the in my workout playlist, it's the Jumpman song, the one by him and Future. Because remember I told you,
Please.
like, the only Drake album that I love is the one from, what was it, 2015, 2016, when Future and Drake collabed together, What a Time to Be Alive. That was like my favorite album. You couldn't tell me nothing in that year.
Hmm. I have a bunch of Drake songs on my playlist. He was my top artist, I think, in 2017.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I love some Drake, friend. Just not his new stuff, just his old stuff. Like that song, "I Better Find Your Love." The best Drake song, actually. An amazing song.
It's funny that you mentioned Drake when we're talking about Sexy Red, because people are speculating that they're together
That's
because that they've been hanging out with each other lately. And I remember someone said in the comments section that, like, Drake probably gave Sexy Red a kiss, and probably said some cornball BS, like, it was like, oh, jeepers creepers, what a smooch.
Yeah, I mean, she been hanging out with everybody, so I don't know how true those rumors are. Um, yeah, I think I sent you something else too. I sent you that screenshot of the song, the 1930s song. I don't know. It's just silly.
Dirty 1920s and 1930s.
People make any playlist. It's
To be honest,
anywho, more of the story. Leave her alone. Get a job.
deep sex. Right. It's like you are a grown man or woman and you're coming after like a 25-year-old music artist just living her authentic life and y'all hate to see it. We love Sexy Red over here. I'll admit I don't listen to her music like that, but I respect anybody that stays true to themselves, especially in a world that we live in the music industry as black people. Not even just the music industry, film industry, you name it, we're expected to assimilate. Like she's like, nah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Here's our one of our last topics today.
Yes, and
The notorious.
disclaimer again. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No,
Disclaimer.
you can say it.
Domestic violence here. Violence against women. Stuff like that. If that's triggering to you, you can skip
Domestic
ahead.
violence, misogynoir. Yeah.
Yeah, you can skip ahead a couple minutes. So basically, the situation was there was a woman who rejected a man, and the said man hit her in the face with a brick. And
Mm,
apparently, there were men around her watching the situation happen, and nobody stepped in and stopped it, and she got hit in the face with a brick. And she went to social media and talked about it. And so instead of men, feeling bad for her or condemning the fellow men that were there that day, somebody drudged up her TikTok, her old TikTok content from like 2019, 2020, where she would walk around slapping white men for reparations, and the white men would pay her, and like it's a kink. So that's a whole separate situation. They drudged up those receipts, and they also talked about her video, talking about how she loves women and how men don't protect people and da da da. And they dragged those things up, and they condemned her for it, talking about, oh, well, this is the energy you put out into the world, and of course she got slapped hit in the face with a brick, this is what you go around doing. You probably provoked him and da 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 and da 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 da, and like the whole thing is like she shouldn't have been hit in the face with a brick, but there should be no but
mm.
there. It should just be a period. She shouldn't have got hit in the face with a brick. Period. That's it. That's the whole
Here,
sentence.
I can read off of this article if you would like me to, friend. Just we could build off of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, so for those who don't know, the woman's name is, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Rho Bashe, a Somalian American woman from Houston, Texas, that allegedly she was struck in the face with a brick from another black man after she had turned down his flirtatious advancements. She spoke of the physical assault on camera while at the scene and receiving medical treatment. Following the attack, Rowe recorded a selfie video showing five other men who so happened to also be black in the vicinity of the scene. She had began by saying she had got hit in the face because she wouldn't give the man her number. Amid her saying all the surrounding black men just watched, one man shot back, "What do you expect us to do?" She responded quickly, "To be a effing man." Eventually, she tells them to F y'all and seemingly walks away. Um, Hang on, I'm just scrolling. Okay. Tearfully, she expressed at the hospital on an Instagram video, while there's a large bump clearly visible on her face from the brick, that "what have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I ain't ever did anything in my life to hurt nobody. Literally, a man asked for my number. I said no. He picked up a brick in front of me, so many men, and was like, 'What you gonna do?' And I tell all these men, 'Yo, why the man got a brick in my face?' He holding a brick and these N words. I don't want to say the full word because I don't know if Zencast is sensitive to that. Watching and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in the face and they're all just watching. And they let this N word get in a car. How is this okay? this is what y'all doing to black women. This is wait, hang on a second. He's probably gonna move on. He's probably at an after party right now having a good time. Do you feel good doing this to a woman for what? All this violence against black women is not okay. What did I do to deserve this? What is my defense against this? And that was it.
Yeah.
So to build,
Okay.
spit it out, spit it.
Okay. I saw this interesting thread about the situation yesterday. They said that the way that black men talk about black women, misogynoir, is the same way that white people talk about black men with police violence. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody made a table showing the contrast between the two topics. Hold on, I have it right here. So, hold on, let me send it to you because this is such an interesting topic.
Do you want me to react to it right now? Or watch it later.
Yeah, I send it to you on iMessage. Because they,
Oh no, but do you want me to watch it an hour later?
huh?
Do you want me to watch it? Oh, this is a
It's just a picture.
Oh, it's just a picture. I thought it was a video. Okay,
Uh,
let me read this.
they called her a troublemaker. One of the alleged bystanders, mind you, called her a troublemaker. What does that have to do with anything?
Um, there's definitely some mirroring for sure.
And literally, the guy, the bystander, the alleged bystander in his video, said that he talked more about her TikTok skits than the actual incident. Like he didn't even describe the incident at all. Honestly, like he literally said nothing and everything at the same time. He just was talking to talk.
Mm-hmm. I think. Okay, so I want to build off of the one that you just sent me. The one that sticks out to me is the quote, "Not all men." I have so much to say about the people who use that rebuttal. Whenever black women are speaking out their experiences with domestic violence and etc. So the people that say not all men, you ever notice, friend, that these are the men that grow up to be the overprotective fathers of their daughters, most likely because they are afraid that she's going to encounter boys that they once were in their earlier lives. Is it just me?
Mm-hmm.
And it's always not all men, but then in another moment, if this was to happen to your sister or your mother or your daughter or your niece or your grandmother or auntie, whatever, of course, that, like, it also builds off what I said before. Like, you would expect people to stick up for them, but you wouldn't stick up for someone else's daughter, mother, niece, or auntie. And it's like, I'm not good at math, but the math ain't adding.
It's truly not.
And then it's when I first heard about this, I was disgusted, of course. That's my human reaction. But at the same time, I truly can't say that I'm surprised because I would say over the last 3 years, like the most that I remember starting back in 2020, like we've just been seeing like these strings of black women like getting beat to a bloody pulp in some way, shape, or form, just because she said no to a guy that's clearly calling her. Like they don't even want to have like a normal conversation, and even if she's not interested, then it's like just walk away, bro. Like it's so irritating to me that I hear people going on these podcasts saying like how men should control their emotions, which of course that they should, but it's like at the end of the day, I feel the best option that you could truly do is just walk away. Like that one don't know you, you don't know her. It's like, you know what I mean? Like why do you even still need to keep bothering her?
Mm-hmm. And women have literally been murdered for not giving someone
Mm-hmm.
their number. Like I've heard countless
Oh yeah, back in
incidents of that.
2020. I remember back in 2020, there was a group of boys that threw that one black girl in the dumpster. Then in 2021, or was it 2022? I don't know, one of the two. And it was like right here, like one, like literally like a 30-minute drive for me in Harlem, New York. that there was this one black woman that she was getting like a bottle of wine for her and her husband, because I think she said that they were having like a dinner date night or something, and that there was this group of black men that surrounded her, that the cat calling her, asking her for her number and stuff. She turns them down, saying that she's just trying to get home to her husband and whatnot. And I kid you not, friend, one of them bites her in the face like a freaking pit bull or a bear. Like what kind of
Why?
like rabid, and oh my god, I don't even, like, I'm even appalled 2 years later just talking about that situation. I still can't believe that that actually happened.
Oh my
And then
god.
now, like, it's honestly like I still think that getting bit in the face is crazier than me getting thrown a brick at you. Of course, getting thrown a brick at you is really bad, but it's like when I heard that like a woman got bit in the face for turning down the advancements of a man, I can't say that a brick surprised me, honestly. Like, you know what I mean, friend? It's like you hear about this stuff like every week, every month. I hate to say it, but you almost don't even have a reaction to it at times. That's how normalized it is almost.
Yeah. Here. So somebody said on Twitter, men don't owe any of you women protection if it's not his woman he's protecting. Turns out he's a cop. And somebody said, you defund the police because you can't reform the police. You can't reform the police because of who the organizational culture attracts. Also, he said this on Twitter, I met my baby mama when she was young too, and she don't speak English, so I definitely molded her into what I needed. And then it also says he's a cop in Texas who took advantage of an immigrant minor, groomed her, impregnated her, and bragged about it online. Meanwhile, is out here defending a black woman getting hit with a brick and arguing black women don't deserve protection. Police steps employ some of the worst humans.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you're a cop saying you don't owe anybody protection. That's your job.
Mm-hmm. And um, going back to what I was saying before, like, just walk away. It's not the end all be all. Girl turns you down. Like, I've been there. Oh, excuse me. Million and one times, like every other dude, bro. Like, it happens.
He's a police officer in the city where she got attacked.
The man that threw the brick at her face was a police
No, 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 no,
officer.
no. The guy on Twitter. I
Oh.
was telling you about. Yeah, he's a police officer in the same city where she was attacked, which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Why aren't you on Twitter? Go do your job. Find the attacker or something.
I was just gonna add on that I think what made me even more upset that anyone didn't intervene, to defend her. They didn't even check in on her like after the brick was thrown at her. It's like, hey ma'am, hey miss, are you okay? Can I get you some water? Can I get you something from the pharmacy store, maybe a band-aid or something? They didn't even call the cops for her. Like, and then when it comes to the aspect, like, of protecting black women, that some of these men that were in the group that witnessed that they took to Twitter, Instagram, whatever, saying it's like, I got a wife and kid at home, like, I don't want to get hurt. It's like nobody asked you like to square up and tussle, but it's like you could have at least, like, put your hand on the shoulder of the man with the brick. It's like, hey bro, calm down, it's not the end of the world. It's like, bro, just calm down. Like, they didn't call the cops. Like, to her point, it's like a whole group of men surrounding her. It's like if a group of men walked up to that dude, I'm sure he would have dropped that brick. What is he gonna throw like a brick at like five of those dudes, like a freaking battering and Batman? What's he gonna do to a group of those men? Like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't, like, to say that, like, what do you expect me to do? I got a wife and kids at home. I don't want to get hurt. That's not 100% fully valid excuse. You still could have done something, but nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me know if I'm talking a little too fast, friend. I get amped up.
No, you're fine, friend. You're fine, friend. This
Yeah,
is a very passionate topic.
yeah. Um, I just hope that she's okay above all. Like, that knot on her face is not gonna go away for a few months. That's for sure. Oh my goodness. Like, that looked like, I'm not trying to be funny, but like that looks like something you would see in like Tom and Jerry or Looney Tunes. Like, you know, like they would get hit with like that metal cylinder or whatever. It's like a lump in it. Like that's literally what it looked like when I went on Instagram.
Yeah, they apparently they raised $30,000 for her on GoFundMe. So
Okay, that's
hopefully
good.
that'll cover her medical
Um,
expenses. Cause them bills.
and um, what was I about to say though, friend? Oh yes. Okay. So I'm gonna get some heat for this, but it needs to be said. So the Montgomery brawl, like what was it, like a month ago now? The black community was applauding all the people that came to that white man's rescue. You know, I mean, excuse me, not the white man's rescue, to that black man's rescue when he was being attacked by a group of white men just because the man was trying to do his job and told them to move the boat. They're taking him all the parking spots. Like, you know, you had the kid swim across the river, the guy with the chair, and so on. And then I was just saying that, you know, they came to his rescue. And I remember when I was talking about the situation with you, friend, I had brought up the point that, you know, we're making all these funny memes about it. I'll admit, I have a lot of funny memes from the Montgomery Brawl still saved on my Instagram. But, like, all the hee hee ha ha's aside, I had thought to myself, wow, this is honestly a beautiful, rare sight that you don't see so often. Like, imagine the difference there would be amongst one another as black people if we had came to each other's backs like that, like 9 times to 8 times out of 10, like they had came to the rescue of the security guard in the Montgomery brawl. And I think that's what made me even more frustrated about um what's her name again, the brick lady. I keep forgetting her name. Rho. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's her name, Rho. Because it's like, so I'm drawing comparisons between these two situations. The only real difference is just the two attackers, really. In the Montgomery Raw, it's a group of white people. We're not hesitating to attack them. But why are we so afraid to take accountability to our own race of people? In this case specifically, like, you know, black men taking accountability, like, you know, the bad apple black men. It's like you don't want to do anything, but then at the same time when black women speak about their experiences, then they want to give the rebuttal, it's not all men. But it's like, who said that it was all men? Of course it's not every last single individual. If you're truly so offended the shoe fits, wear it. It's like, ugh. um Brain fart. um there was something else that I was gonna say. What was it?
They got her account suspended.
On Instagram.
I don't know what account it was, but there's somebody said they got her account suspended.
Sorry, friend. I'm just thinking for a second.
Also, literally, there's nothing to justify her being hit. Absolutely nothing. She could be the
There's
worst
literally,
person in the
there is
world.
literally almost nothing she could have done.
Nothing.
Like, she wasn't bothering nobody.
She didn't hit him. She didn't hit him with a brick. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
attack him. All she did was talk, maybe be a little mean. Okay, being mean does not mean I need to get hit in the face with a brick. There's no justification.
Mm-hmm.
You can come up with every video of her. That literally has nothing to do with the situation. Did he know about her videos that night? Obviously not. Did any of the bystanders know about her videos that night? No, she was a stranger. So y'all bringing up these videos for what? Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point. Just
Oh,
for
now I
talk.
remember what I was. You could continue though, friend. I just remembered what I was gonna say.
People love talking to hear themselves talk. Just like, just
Mm-hmm.
spouting ignorant rhetoric for no reason. Any man that has the word, first of all, any man on Twitter, especially, that has the word accountability in your vocabulary, I'm not listening to you. Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not listening to you. I can't. What accountability? Like, what? Somebody said, oh, you guys been dodging accountability for years, but you can't dodge bricks.
Bruh.
What? Who says that?
I was to build off of you, friend. Then you have the so-called the ones who label themselves as nice guys in the equation. It's like I love my black woman, this and that. It's like I'm not like these other N words. It's like okay, good for you. I love my black woman too, but it's like I'll use myself for example. Right now, I'm speaking up against the white patriarchy that needs to be eliminated in the black community because it's like how do you as a cisgendered straight black man the least oppressed in the black community, and that's not to take away that you experience racism in the face of white supremacy, but we're talking about in the black community. It's like how do you expect to be a leader but at the same time you don't want to lead the entire community? Like you should be using like the advantages that you have in your own community to help those who can't help themselves,
Mm-hmm.
like black women and black LGBT plus people and black disabled people and etc. And um oh yeah, I was gonna say, building off of what I said, going back to these so-called labeled nice guys, it's like I'm not trying to erase, like no, there's no black woman out there that's trying to erase, like the black men that are doing the work and taking the accountability to other problematic black men. But that doesn't also mean that black women automatically owe you something. Like let's say, like there's like let's say in some hypothetical example, there's a black woman, black girl like listening to this podcast, like she still doesn't know me personally. Like I could be saying one thing on this podcast right now but be doing something completely different like outside of this podcast. Like you kind of know what I'm getting at, friend. It's like just because that there are black men that are taking accountability to these kind of problems, that doesn't mean that black women should just automatically trust like any like black man that considers himself a good black man. Like that trust should be built upon, you know what I mean? Because in a woman's perspective, she knows that not all men are going to sexually assault her. Like I mean, not every man's a rapist, but it's like at the same time you never know who is the rapist.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just a sense of precaution.
Yeah. This situation is just really disappointing, but not
It's
surprising. It's not surprising in the
I
least.
just feel like such a, because people keep telling me, are you gonna make a TikTok on this? And to be honest, I feel like I'm really letting out a bunch of my thoughts about it right now. To be honest, I don't really know what to say that I'm not saying right now, or what to add on that other people are adding on TikTok. Like every time I scroll through TikTok, I've been seeing people talking about Rho. Like it's just the same thing over and over again. That that young black boys need to know how to control their emotions so they don't turn into dudes like this, and then etc.
Okay. I don't know. This whole situation is ridiculous. I don't understand the mixed reviews. I don't understand why people are
Yeah,
blaming
that's
her.
all I
It's
really
just,
have to say, friend. I feel like if I continue, I'm really just rambling nonsense at this point. I'm starting to get a headache.
yeah. We can post a little snippet from here on TikTok. That'd probably be the best thing to do to get our thoughts on the topic. We need to start posting on TikTok too. We literally don't post on there. We should.
That's a good idea.
uh yeah, but I think this episode's done, friend. Well, this is a full length episode. This isn't even a bonus. We made it to an hour, so hour and 10 minutes.
We definitely got a little carried away, but it's
Yeah,
definitely a topic that needed to have some light shed on.
for sure. So you're right.
Sorry about that, y'all. We got cut off by poor internet. I think Zencaster's trying to silence black voices once again. um, Yeah, but the last thing that I have in mind about this topic, because I just feel like I'm just kind of rambling nonsense at this point, is, to all the black women listening, I really can't stress enough that to carry some sort of protection, especially, going out at night, like let's say you're alone, you're not with friends. Like when he pulls out a brick, you pull out the clip, you pull out a knife, you pull out a taser, you pull out something better than a brick, you know. And then, let's say if he disarms you, there's also a lot of what are they called, those like self-defense, like disarming classes or something like that. Just it's any one of those are great, just stay safe out there.
Yeah, stay safe, y'all. Be pro- be protected, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed the episode today. If anything triggered you, we're sorry. But these stories are important
Yeah.
to talk about and tell, and stuff like that. It's important
Yeah,
discourse to have.
I think this is definitely the first very serious episode that me and TJ have talked about, Like we definitely want to keep a very positive, escapeful atmosphere on here, but I think there does also come a time that, when something really big like this happens, that it's necessary, like, for us to just have a discussion about it, take accountability to it, and just might even educate on it for those who are not aware. Because, like I said, like, what, last 3 years, like, I can't even recall how many black women I've seen that are just brutalized or even killed because they turned down a dude.
Yeah. Um. Sadly, y'all, I gotta go sour. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll be leaving some questions on our Instagram. We'll be also leaving a Q&A in the description box on Spotify because that's a setting we have now, which is cool. I don't think I've used it before, but I'm gonna try to use it this time. I remember. And yeah, don't forget to follow us on all of our socials to keep up with us. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, especially because I'm going to be leaving my horror movie review soon. It's almost that time. And my reviews are very descriptive and very colorful. I am a harsh reviewer, I'm a harsh critic. If I don't like something, you will know. So, that being said, have a great rest of your day or night or afternoon, whenever you listen to this. And yeah, that's another episode of Being Effing For Real. Hope you enjoyed.